you? I'm a toy reviewer.
Haven't we done this intro already?
Yeah, but this is too cool a toy not to. So 1989 saw one of the biggest blockbusters of the 80s, Tim Burton's Batman. Now, it's very influential on a lot of people, particularly myself, and certainly amongst the greatest, if not the greatest Batman of all time is Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Who we have here in plastic form.
Okay, so you brought along a Michael Keaton Batman toy.
Yep.
I'm guessing this might be by one of my favourite toy-making companies, Neca?
Well, this is where things get interesting.
My life is really complex.
The rights for doing DC Comics characters
Yeah.
is tied up with Mattel and DC Collectibles. However, there are some slight loopholes in that. What Neca have been doing lately have been doing their 8-bit and 16-bit repaints of existing characters.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You've seen this through video game versions of Jason and Freddy Krueger and Robocop and all that sort of thing. One of the ones which they did was for the original Batman video game, and a lot of people looked at it and went, you know, that's a really cool figure. Unfortunately, it's in these blues and purples, which reflects the video game, but doesn't look like the movie.
Yeah.
However, it was announced that they were going to be re-releasing the Batman 1989 movie on Blu-ray, and they were going to be including this figure.
Oh.
So technically, this is not a Neca figure. This is technically a DC Entertainment figure.
No, it's not.
It's a big workaround, and it works for the legal side of things, but the main thing is we got this awesome Michael Keaton Batman in his correct colours.
And man, it looks cool.
It looks very, very awesome.
What kind of details has this guy got on him?
Okay, well, to start off with, you can take a look at the cowl, and like the actual movie prop, it's moulded as this one piece. And you can see that they have actually moulded it as a separate piece over the face. There is actually a separate piece underneath there to be Michael Keaton's face and chin.
Wow.
And it's quite a testament to their skills as sculptors to be able to say, yes, I recognise that mouth and chin as being distinctively Michael Keaton. I'm Batman.
Now, they've obviously made this toy based on, production photos alone, or have they scanned Michael Keaton's face for this?
I would doubt that they've scanned Michael Keaton's face. Obviously, at the time the movie was being made, that sort of technology really didn't exist. And if you were to scan it now, sure, you get a great Birdman figure, but not so much for your 1989 Batman. Aww. So I think it's all down to the sculpting work done by the Neca team, which is just absolutely amazing.
That's cool. So the figure itself, I imagine it has all your typical Neca or not Neca articulation, things like that?
It does. Now, we do have a bit of a departure from the actual physical costume in that this one can actually turn his head.
That was a problem at the time.
Famously with that,
Had to turn his whole body.
he had to turn his entire body because the neck simply did not move. You do have the arms on good joints there. You do have ball joint at the elbow. You do have the wrists. You've got some mid-torso articulation there. The legs go in and out, side to side. Fully jointed on the knee as well, and also at the foot. Very articulated. And of course he does have this big cape. The cape itself is perhaps a little bit lighter than it could have been. If they'd gone with perhaps more leathery or pleather sort of thing, you might get some of that texture which they sort of show off in the film. But in terms of people who like your cloth capes, this one does the trick nicely. It is scalloped there, so you do still get that bat feel to it.
Yeah.
It's perhaps not as rigid as you need it to be if you wanted to have the whole arms out, cape out sort of
billowing thing.
Hey Batman, we need to talk. About what? Well, your cape, it's getting way out of control. Like, how long does it need to be, you know? Fuck you, Robin.
This Batman comes with two little gadgets, one of which is the grappling hook, with the little grapple gun there.
Cool.
And the other is, of course, a good old Batarang. And every Batman figure should have a Batarang on the side. Now, he does come with a couple of alternate hands, so that he can actually use those. He's got a couple of fists here.
Yep.
And the hands which are already in there are sculpted so they can actually hold these items as well.
Oh, great. Neca's quite known for having replaceable hands. A few other toys are as well, obviously.
Yeah, Neca's very good with, you know, when a figure really needs to have an alternate hand so they can do something, that they'll include it. So thank you, not Neca, for doing this.
When you see this guy, I mean, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? A 7-inch Batman figure from the original movie.
Yeah.
He looks awesome. He looks really cool.
Very awesome. The only downside with this figure is that there isn't a rest of the DC Filmic Universe line to go with him. You know, there isn't a Batman Returns Batman, there isn't a Catwoman, there isn't a Joker or a Penguin. I'd even take some of the Schumacher film versions. If they're in this sort of scale and sort of detail, yeah, I'm not proud of it, but I would. But yeah, the fact that we don't have a Nicholson Joker and a Pfeiffer Catwoman and a DeVito Penguin to go with, that's a crying shame, and there is no other company other than NECA that I would trust to be able to give these guys the attention that they deserve.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't have those other ones, and maybe they will one day, but for now, at least, at the very least, we have Batman.
Absolutely.
So there's Batman from the 1989 Batman movie, Michael Keaton playing the iconic character. If you guys like him or don't like him, let us know in the comments down below. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, all of that stuff. And we're out of here for now, right?
But we'll see you next time on OSD.